I did post something earlier on the community tab, and I did say, I'm sorry, the world did not understand you. I tried my best. It was basically me trolling, I would say, about how, Xavi Hernández should have always stayed, and that because of Hansi Flick's recent performances with FC Barcelona, right? Maybe Barcelona made a mistake by letting go of Xavi Hernández and bringing in Hansi Flick, because nothing from a data point of view or stat point of view is showing that Hansi Flick is better than Xavi Hernández. Because if we look at this picture here, something that I also posted on X, I did state that in Xavi's 2022-2023 season, Xavi Hernández got 50 points, okay, in the first 19 La Liga matches. This was Xavi Hernández's first full season with FC Barcelona. In Xavi Hernández's second full season, which was the 2023-2024 season, 41 points in 19 La Liga matches. Then if you look at the bottom here, we can see Hansi Flick currently this season with 19 La Liga matches, he does have 38 points. That is 12 points less than what Xavi Hernández achieved back in the 2022-2023 season. It's a very strong start coming from Xavi Hernández, and that is the reason why Barcelona won La Liga that season and why we also won the Spanish Super Cup. It was a very successful season, a season for us to remember, because that was a very young team and a very inexperienced team. And fast forward 2 years later, we have the exact same group of players who are more experienced, and we have better quality all around. With Dani Olmo getting into the mix, Marc Asado, who just came in to really provide us great central defensive midfield coverage, this team that we have right now is ready to win everything. But unfortunately, Hansi Flick in the first 19 La Liga matches achieved 12 points less than Xavi Hernández's first full season. Now, why am I telling you guys this? Because many of you guys assume that, oh, Kevin, you're just a Xavi Hernández fan, please shut up. Hansi Flick has better football, that we're living in better times. Here's the thing, right? When I say things like this, and I always reference Xavi Hernández, I'm not saying this because I want to say that Hansi Flick has a lower level compared to Xavi Hernández. I'm bringing that up because I want to see whether Barcelona is improving from the previous season or not. It has nothing to do with me trying to have that agenda that Hansi Flick is worse than Xavi Hernández. It has nothing to do with that. Once we go into Hansi Flick's second full season, I'm going to be comparing how we're doing on that season, which will be the 2025-2026 season, to the 2024-2025 season, which is the season that we are in today. I will be comparing Hansi Flick's previous season. Because we are in Hansi Flick's first full season, the only way I could compare Barcelona in terms of if we improved or not is by comparing it to the previous season, which was managed by Xavi Hernández. So I'm not trying to create this agenda that, this is the reason why Hansi Flick is worse than Xavi. No, I'm not saying that. Second point, I don't want you guys to get this idea that I'm trying to be out here saying, look at me, I'm right, that, oh yeah, Xavi Hernández was always better and that this was all a huge mistake. No, I am not having that type of agenda. I think you guys are confusing my message. So let me put some clarity on this whole thing. When I bring up Xavi Hernández and I try to give out great context on just how well of a manager Xavi Hernández was for FC Barcelona, I'm not saying that to defend Xavi. I am saying that to defend FC Barcelona, okay? Because in that 2022-2023 season, we had 88 points. It's the second highest in club history without Lionel Messi. He also achieved 50 points in the first 19 matches. It was amazing. But for some reason, through that time, the only thing the fan base wanted to say, regardless of the stats, regardless of what Xavi Hernández was doing at that time, was say that Xavi Hernández lacked experience, that this is not my manager, that Xavi Hernández plays boring football, that he wants Xavi to turn this Barcelona team into Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, as if that's ever going to be possible, when you knew that you had a prime Messi, prime Iniesta, prime Xavi, prime Dani Alves, prime Busquets, etc., right? Like that is almost impossible, but that is what they were saying at that time. And so because they had that thing stuck in their heads about saying lack of experience, he's too young, he's all about just coaching for the B team and nothing more, they ignored everything that he was doing in that season. They did not even think about how much of a gift it was to achieve 88 points that season with 50 points in the first 19 matches. Because now, with the perspective and the context that we have 2 years later, it's not easy getting 50 points in the first 19 matches. It's not. And so a year later, which was Xavi's second full season, the 2023-2024 season, Xavi Hernández had to go through a very big difficulty, which was by losing Sergio Busquets, losing Dembélé, and we had to rely on a goddamn 17 or 16-year-old center back, which was Cubarsí, and a goddamn 16-year-old or 15-year-old right winger, which was Lamine Yamal. That was the team that Xavi Hernández was given. And Xavi Hernández had to go out there and say to the media, this is what we have. We have a young team. I cannot do anymore because of Barcelona's finances, and this is the reality, and we'll try our best to win everything possible. Xavi Hernández at that time was telling the truth, okay? He was telling the truth, and he was getting the most out of that situation, but the fan base, not even Joan Laporta, wanted to hear that. Joan Laporta, for some reason, this is my own conspiracy theory, but the reason why he sacked Xavi Hernández is because Xavi Hernández constantly was saying the truth over and over again, every freaking game time. Xavi Hernández was saying, we have a young young team. The Barcelona finances are not the best. I cannot really get what I wanted, and it is what it is. And Xavi Hernández was still getting great results in his second full season. We were one game away from going into the semifinals of the Champions League. The only reason why Xavi Hernández got knocked out from the Champions League last season was because of Araujo's defensive error, right? It is because of Araujo's defensive error and nothing more. But Barcelona had that game locked up, and you guys know that. The whole game plan of Barcelona on that night against PSG was amazing. And I want us to notice something here. Notice how we did say that Hansi Flick had the game plan for Barcelona 110% correct against Atletico Madrid. But because of our defensive mistakes and because of Lewandowski's lack of clinical finishing, it is what allowed for Barcelona to lose some points. We're not blaming Hansi Flick today. We're saying, and we're all agreeing, that Hansi Flick is generating a great system right now that leads towards Barcelona having more chances and being more successful. And when we do make mistakes and when Barcelona do lose points, we do say that it is because of that individual error that either Lewandowski or a defender made. So why didn't the same idea or agenda went on when Xavi Hernández was the coach of FC Barcelona? Why couldn't we just all say that Xavi Hernández had a great system in play, everything was okay, it was not the most attractive, like we were not generating 50 big chances per 90 minutes in a game, but the game plan was very solid. But at the end of the day, because we lost some points and because we were knocked out of certain games, it was because of the individual errors. No, at that time, nobody wanted to say that. Everybody said, oh, because of Araujo's defensive error, it's Xavi's fault. Oh, because of Lewandowski's miss against Manchester United, it's Xavi's fault. And so you see, right, you see how like the criticism is very unfair when you place it against Hansi, when you place it against Xavi Hernández. Everything was very unfair for Xavi Hernández. Now, why am I speaking like this? Why am I telling you guys this? I'm saying this because I don't want us to make the exact same mistake now to Hansi Flick, because I'm already seeing so many people saying that Hansi Flick should be out, that we should bring Tuchel in or bring Nagelsmann and some other things, right? Everybody was saying a bunch of things. And I'm like, dude, really? Like, can we not just have some patience and see what this Barcelona team can generate after one season, and then maybe we can have a conversation? Maybe after one summer transfer window, maybe we can see how Hansi Flick does, because Hansi Flick has yet to have a full ready summer transfer window. I want to see the type of players that he can bring in, something that Xavi Hernández could not also do during his time at Barcelona. He wanted Silva, they said hell no. He wanted Olmo, they said hell no, but they gave it to Hansi. Xavi wanted Messi back, they said hell no. Xavi wanted Dembele to stay, they said hell no. Xavi wanted Sergio Busquets to stay, they said hell no. He wanted Azpilicueta, hell no. Joshua Kimmich, Zubimendi, they also said hell no. No, we're not going to be signing none of those players. We are good. Joan Laporta said, no, I'm sorry. I know you want these players, but it is not possible. I am sorry. But going back to the conversation, right? Let's wait and see, because the fact that, you know, that this fan base continues to shame our coach after just a few months, it does not make any sense. Like, let these coaches work. Let these coaches do their thing. Yes, we're going through stumbles. Yes, we're going through some individual errors from some players, but let's just give it some time. Let's wait, because clearly you can see that Xavi Hernández, stats-wise, was doing very well, but we yet have taken him off from FC Barcelona to be our coach. So can you imagine what's going to happen with Hansi Flick, knowing that he accumulated this amount of points, which is 38 out of 19 matches? Like, trust me, like, these coaches are getting, like, really, I would say, serious about this whole thing, about this criticism. Like, Hansi Flick not too long ago was complaining for the first time ever in his career, and he said, we have lost key players and only signed Olmo and Pau Victor. The team is improving a lot. In the end, we are not satisfied with the club's situation, but we'll fight until the end. It's not easy, but we want to win every title starting tomorrow's match. And unfortunately, you know, they lost that match against Atletico Madrid. But you see how, like, that type of statement, you saw that quote, right? He said, we only signed Pau Victor, we only signed Dani Olmo. We lost some key players. That is very much what Xavi Hernández was saying last season and in the 2022-2023 season, but nobody is bashing on Hansi. Everybody bashed on Xavi Hernández. So I don't understand that. I don't understand the inconsistency going on here. But like I'm saying, right? Like, if Hansi Flick continues to go down this way and he says, oh, we missed this player, oh, injuries, blah, 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 whatever, that moment is going to happen where Hansi Flick is finally going to crack. Because to Xavi Hernández, they cracked him. Like, this guy was done. This guy, like, I don't know if you guys remembered, right? But earlier this year, he said that he quit. Like, he cannot take it anymore. It was just too much. And we cannot do the exact same thing with Hansi, please. I beg. Like, let's relax. I know that we just lost against Atletico Madrid 2-1 at our own home. Something that Xavi Hernández never did, by the way, right? He never lost against Atletico Madrid with FC Barcelona as a coach, but it does not matter. We have to give Hansi Flick some time. I believe that this summer transfer window that is coming up is going to be very important. Like, for example, the fact that we do see some individual defensive errors from the defensive line, or Lewandowski missing those chances, or Rafinha not being able to dribble the ball by himself. We know that we have to sign a great left winger, a great striker, and a great fullback, I would say, in case Jules Koundé ever does get injured again, or if he's not feeling 110%. We have to do that, and then give Hansi Flick the time to see what he could do with those players. And then by the end of that season, which will be the end of 2026, then we can say, was Hansi Flick an upgrade to Xavi Hernández? Because at the moment, at this time that I am recording this video, it does not seem like Hansi Flick is a improvement on top of Xavi Hernández from a stats point of view. I understand that there is this conversation that Xavi Hernández had very bland football, boring, he could not create a lot of chances, but at the end of the day, we did not concede a lot of goals. Under Hansi, there are some faults that people do not like to see, and that must be fixed. It has to. Because trust me, I pray for Hansi Flick to turn Barcelona into a prime Pep Guardiola Barcelona. I pray for that every day. I want Hansi to be an upgrade to Xavi Hernández in every way. Trust me, I'm not out here with the agenda of saying like, I low-key want Hansi Flick to fail because I want to prove my point that Xavi Hernández was always the correct coach. Trust me, I am not that person. I want Hansi to achieve everything, and I'm gonna stand by Hansi until the very end, regardless of what people say or what will they say in the future, in the next 5 to 6 months. I don't care if Barcelona lose against Madrid in the next match 5-0. I don't care. I will stand with Hansi until the end of his time at this club. Most of you guys will say Hansi Flick is trash, bring in the next coach. Hansi, oh, he's trash. Like we're never ever gonna allow for a coach to really blossom their sporting project at Barcelona, ever. And that's why Barcelona can never ever be successful. And that's why I do say it is not about me defending Xavi. It is about me defending Barcelona. I'm trying to defend Barcelona because we need to know that these coaches need to be given some time so we can see their sporting project blossom. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.